LAPD done blew up the spot. Jerome, he's suffering now a little bit. He ain't doing too good. And there's trouble in paradise for Melody and Franklin Saint. Stay tuned for the Snowfall After Show.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, y'all? Are y'all ready to just go ahead and get into this fiasco of events?
I'm beyond ready.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, with the horns. Why you had to do me like that? It's all the way lit. What's up, everybody? Y'all are tuned into the Snowfall After Show. This is season 3, episode 4. The game that moves when you play. It was a little line Franklin said in the beginning to his mama. You know, I'm still trying to understand that, so that's why I'm a little... Okay, but we're going to get into Gustavo and Teddy. We're going to get into the LAPD raid. Franklin and Mel, they trouble in paradise that they got going on. Not only that, we got a special segment. But before we get into all of that, I'm your host, Porchia Carter, and joining me is the wonderful, beautiful Adaeze.
Oh, thank you so much. Hi, guys.
Elmarie. And Tyra.
Hey, guys.
All right, ladies. Top of the show thoughts.
Heavy.
Crazy.
Dang. Jerome.
Mel.
Auntie Louie.
Auntie Louie did not come to play this episode. Okay? Ride or die, period.
Yes.
You got my man messed up.
You better get her.
Okay. All right. They shut it down tonight. First on the list, let's get into it. DEA girl is dead.
Can we get some horns for that?
Yes. The fact that we're celebrating someone's death shows a lot about our character right now. But lo and behold, baby girl dead. Gustavo done shot her in the head, took her clean out. One shot, boom, bam, bow, she gone.
Gone.
And here we are.
Bars.
Let's talk about it.
I didn't think he had the balls to do that. You know, like Gustavo.
You didn't think he had the...
Because he's been on the lower side. Like, he's been sad and moping.
Yeah.
He lost the juice. You know, he got beat up in a bar. And
She's the reason he lost the juice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he got his juice back, and now she's leaking juice. It's just a good
Now
time.
she literally.
The image.
It's a good time.
The image.
Let's just talk about after, they shot her. They just in there, packaging up the coke. Her body just there.
Over
Just
her
sitting
dead
there,
body.
just sitting
Like
there. They
business
just,
as usual.
Cutthroat.
this what happens when you don't tell us what's going on,
Right.
Teddy. Like, what? What?
They didn't have no remorse.
That's facts, though. I'm
No
not about to
remorse.
risk everything with you. Like, he told me nothing about this, and
Yeah.
maybe you could be here to set me up. So that'll take you out.
And Mama Lucia was not playing.
Listen, I mess with Mama.
Yeah,
Mama
she said,
Lucia ain't coming. She said, this ain't my problem. You want to use my field, you pay me my money, and I'm going home.
it's
She
being
said-
clear.
She said, just find a way to dispose her.
Right?
Figure it out.
I love
And they
it.
found a way. It's really nasty, but
I thought it was very scientific and very great.
you explain what happened.
So they mixed an acidic compound that will dissolve through skin, tissue, and bones. And so not only will the body decompose, but since it will be about 6 feet and more under, it will be undetectable to the human nose and also hound noses. Therefore, DA lady is now evaporated.
Wow.
Where's the music for that?
Like, can I?
Like that creepy little.
Do we?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I low key feel a little nauseous because the image was just.
I liked
Yeah.
that her blood was bubbling. It's pretty
How
cool.
are you right now?
I liked it.
I low key want to move on.
I just think, those tables turn. And that's what she get.
That's what she gets.
But I wonder what hole this is going to put into Reed's operation now. Because, he's playing both sides. So, obviously he didn't want her dead. So, what is he going to do now that his associate...
But knowing their history, he should have let Gustavo know
Yeah.
what was going on, knowing the history. But yeah, how is he gonna move forward with like you said, the other parts of the operation? So that's gonna be tricky.
Yeah.
I mean, he was good without her. He was good. Ain't no other parts of no operation that he need her on. She was just
What
the
a new
eavesdropping. What new stuff?
What that Russian? Was he Russian?
Yeah, like some nightclub stuff that he was
Yeah,
talking about in the
whatever they were
beginning.
She
doing.
was
Yeah.
there watching they back at the end of the day. She ain't had nothing to say. He didn't want to work with her because she was DEA. He
That's
already
true.
was on
That's
tip.
true.
Her being gone is like peace in the game.
And she had her own agenda, too. So,
Right,
yeah, that was the only reason why
Gustavo
she was in
did a
it.
favor for everybody.
Right, because Teddy was real
She would
deal
have flipped on Teddy.
slipping.
That's what I was saying earlier. She totally would have flipped
Reed
on
will
Teddy.
thank him later. Reed just don't know.
Teddy was real deal tripping.
Yeah.
He
Real
just
deal
still
tripping.
high off of whatever that poison was that he had to take in Costa Rica. So it's taking him a while to process what happened.
Okay, and he's super high because he asked Julia to stay with him and bring their son.
Into
Yeah.
the mess.
That's
Now
crazy.
he's insane. Like I think he made a comment. He was like, "Yeah, I just want you to be able to trust that I got you, just like how I had my brother." No,
Your
no,
brother?
you did not have your brother.
You didn't.
He was cracked out.
Oh.
Okay, in there snorting coke for hours
Yeah.
until you brought yourself back to the house.
He had a hard
like,
time.
Y'all
remember
he had
that?
a hard time.
He had a rough
He had an
time.
extremely hard time. I just don't trust Teddy at all. Teddy needs to pull it together, figure something out, because he's just letting everything slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
And soon he's going to be the next one
Yeah.
with his blood boiling and
Like,
dissolving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bubbling.
When he said that to Julia, I literally pictured Matt with the guys shoving the coke up his nose and the chickens in his face. Like, this is what I picture when he said, "I'm gonna protect you."
Yeah.
Like, that ain't
I mean,
nobody's
from
protection.
day one, when he had him fly him to what I forget where it was, and like he was like, "It's gonna be quick, in and out,
Yeah.
boom." No, he had them there hostage, saying, "I need you to bring this back to me, this." So from day one, he's just been messing up everybody's lives.
Yeah, he's not the big man on campus that he was trying to act. And even Franklin thought he was because of the way he like kidnapped
Yeah.
Franklin and them. And then Franklin seen through him too. Like Franklin got the papers now.
Franklin's seeing through a lot of people.
is.
Everybody's seeing through Teddy though.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he ain't got no hope.
He don't.
He ain't got no hope. What I did not like is when Teddy asked Gustavo did anything else happen that he should know about from the trip, and Gustavo just looked at him and didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
He let the cop go free.
Yeah.
Who can easily identify him and Mama Lucia
Yeah.
with the truck, with the coke on the truck, and the gun to his head. So
That's why I didn't think he got it in him to just shoot the DA. I think he had like a personal vendetta with the DA later. That's why
Yeah.
he did it. But I
He
was
did,
just
like he said,
She
he was
ruined his
like,
life.
Yeah, he
Right.
was like, I shot her because she lied about loving us. I was like,
right.
ooh, that
And
was
so
deep.
that's why I'm just like,
That hurt.
how come you didn't shoot the cop?
Mm-hmm.
Should have done that. So
He ain't lie about loving.
mm.
He ain't try to pretend. He ain't pretend to love them. Okay.
He's such a softie.
He already knew what was up. So let's talk about how Gustavo, he did shoot her, and she's dead. But he's still trying to find any piece of whatever he can to find Lucia. So he go and talk to the sidekick, and she like, I don't know if y'all gonna be brought back together, but you got a few lifelines in your hand, and you need to start a new life. How y'all feel about that?
But she was like, I don't even see her.
And in the
Like,
line.
I don't see her.
Mhm.
I don't see y'all reconnecting. Like, let it go.
You need to
bro.
pack
I
it
think
up.
he just needs to let it go. I mean, he's in a situation now where he can rebuild and fix himself up. Let's just let her go. She left for a reason,
Yeah. I think that she's gonna pop up. She's gonna pop up later though. Like when he
Of
least
course she
expected, he's
is.
gonna be like guns blazing in the place. I'm Gustavo now. Well, he's been Gustavo. I'm Alonso again. And then she's gonna be like, baby.
And it's gonna mess her
And he
up.
gonna shoot her.
Maybe Mama gonna slip something in her ear, like, yeah, I've been working with him, blah blah blah, and then here she comes.
Does shit like that.
You want to know something? At the last season, when Lucia did all that snitching and she gave up Franklin and them names, I wanted her to die. So I will keep her off this season.
We conquer everybody's lives.
Because-
Let's let that situation simmer a bit before
Dang.
we bring her back in.
Because I'm going to want her to die. You know what I'm saying?
We got the DA.
That's
lady.
going to be
Let's
my
relax.
prediction every episode.
Like,
Lucia got to
gotta
go.
She gotta go.
She got
She
stay
gots to
gone.
go.
She's not trustworthy.
Snitches get stitches and bullet holes, okay? Okay,
We
you
do
right.
not
You know what?
advocate bullet holes and sections on
This
this
is
show.
this is a
family
fictional TV
You
show.
know what? So we do not advocate for
It's okay, but
bullet
you just get
holes.
passionate. It's okay.
We don't advocate for bullet holes and snitches get stitches. You know what we do advocate for? We advocate for all our other shows. Why don't you tell them about it?
There we go.
Just kidding. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to us and making AfterBuzz the ESPN of TV talk and making Snowfall the best after show in the entire world. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And let us know how you felt about the episode. Let us know how you felt about Jerome's face. He's swollen. And if you're on iTunes listening to our beautiful voices, give us 5 stars. Let us know that we're doing a great job. We thank you so much for tuning in every single week, and we love your feedback. We need to see you in those comments because we see you in those comments. So keep commenting, guys, and thank you so much.
Thank you for helping us be
So
the ESPN of TV talk. with non-swollen faces, okay? Speaking of swollen, let's just go ahead and get into it. The LAPD done did a raid and blew up every single spot. Not only did they blow up all the spots, they went to Jerome's house and they damaged all of his belongings. And they knew that was going to rile him up. So he got a little rowdy. And then they beat him half to death.
And he was making passionate love.
Sprinkle that in, right? John Louis were getting it.
Come on.
It's like, if I think about it from Aunt Louis' side, it's like 1 minute he inside of me, the next minute he's getting beat half to death by the police. How did we get here? How?
And it was so messed up. The cop was holding Louis' face.
Yeah.
As like to like watch it, look at it, like.
Wow.
And then Andre walked in and ain't said nothing.
And then I was wrong.
Nothing.
I was wrong. I'm like, no, don't curse Andre. He's gonna be in here and
like,
get
no.
conscious. He's gonna say, stop it. That's not right. He turned his self around and didn't do anything.
And see,
I thought it was
that's
a bad
where
word.
he needs to figure out this balance. It's like, I get it, you're trying to save the black community, you want to be for the people, but you also trying to still be under, the police. Like, you should have stepped in regardless if he got rowdy, regardless if he got out of line. At the end of the day, this is your neighborhood. These are your people.
Yeah.
Don't let them beat him to death.
He's just going about it all the wrong way. And then
And it
even
wasn't
like with the other officers, like he's letting those officers talk about black people, like just really downing them. And it's like, fine, okay, if they're thugs or whatever, that's fine. But like to call them animals and like all these other things.
He gotta
like,
snap
they
back
don't
to
have no
reality.
bodies on them. They're just, you know what I mean? Okay, selling the drugs is bad. Like he took Franklin to the spot showing what it was doing to the community. But these people weren't killing people. Like they're not animals. They're doing some things, but they're not animals. So for you to let the police just dog black people like that and you don't say nothing, so that's messed
They're
up.
doing what they have to do to survive. He may not understand it, but sometimes people go through situations where they don't have another option but to use that as their way out. And I just thought that scene when they were in the locker room or whatever preparing to do the raid, and when he said, "Let's go get these thugs," and he just stood there, I wanted to smack him.
And even afterwards, like after he turned his back on Jerome and then he was just like, yeah, these animals and all this other stuff, I think he got that snap back to reality because he was all blue, code blue when he turned his back on Jerome, and then he got... you're one of these animals just like them. Just because he got a uniform on, he made me sick.
I think he feels it though, because even when they were in the gun range and Mel was just like, did you do anything to stop it? Like he kind of paused, like I didn't, but tried to like recreate a solution. Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. I think he just goes about it completely wrong and not saying that what they are doing is right, but sometimes people gotta do what they gotta do. Like, I don't know. It's just
he don't want to disappoint his daughter, which I think is really weird because like you disappoint so many more people than that. Like all of a sudden he has a conscience because like his daughter said, "But were you there to stop it?" Now he's getting all soft. But like, come on, like the man nearly almost lost his life in your presence and you turned your back, animal. Sorry.
He disappointed his daughter last season the moment he pulled the cops up to Franklin Mama house to get Franklin out the jail. Like, he already disappointed, and he gonna keep on doing it because that's just his MO. But what is not justifiable, like there is no justification for letting other people talk down about your people. Like I will not stand for that. Like you not about to get me in a room full of people who don't look like me, and they about to down people who look like me because I'm the me in here, and y'all talk about people who look like me.
I'm the me that's bringing the me's to you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I feel like that's what happens in these precincts even till today. Like people of men of color or women of color who are like policemen or policewomen, they feel like they're still keeping it real to themselves while we're keeping it real with the blue code. So like even though they don't do the bad things, they're still, you can't play the fence. That's how, like, when people group all cops together, there's a reason why people do that, because you can't play the fence. They know all the shady stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and you are still a cop, which means that you're aligning with all the stuff. So even if you didn't pull the trigger or beat the man with the baton, you're not saying anything to defend anybody. So you're just as guilty. Like, Andre could have been the one beating Jerome. He's just as guilty.
Yeah.
I like what you said there.
That's
alignment. If you ain't against the cause, then you for the cause. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
And they cause is, let's get these animals.
Not
So you
let's
would
get these
get an
people
animal.
who are harming people in the community with these drugs, these animals.
animals.
Like, you're already putting us in a bin, category.
If they were living white collar, blue collar lives,
A cage.
if they were living white collar, blue collar lives, they'd still be animals. That's the thing. Like they could be selling drugs or selling Avon soaps. It don't matter, you know.
My thing is though, I think he just forgets what he overcame. He talked to Franklin about how he was in that lifestyle also, so that's why I just keep going back to just perspective. He understands what it means to have to survive, and he, you know, eventually got out of it, but he just has to remember, I was once in these young men's predicament, and the only way I can change them is to probably be a positive influence. Like maybe he can grab another person that's on the block and show him around and give them more of an insight of what's going on, not just we got to crack him down, take him to jail, beat him, boom.
Yeah.
Like it's other ways you can use your authority, and he's not figuring out how to do that.
Yeah, he's letting his vendetta with Franklin cloud his judgment.
It's a rage, a tit for tat type of thing. It ain't even I want justice. It's I want Franklin.
Yeah.
And anybody who get in the way of that just gonna get got at the end of the day. And so now we got this war between somebody who could really take you out at any given moment, but he's a cop. You know what I'm saying? So like that's like a struggle bus right there, you know? So anyway, we don't know how Andre got all the pieces to the puzzle or where everybody was gonna be at. But, you know, my estimated guess is maybe Lil Homeboy's music was too loud. But lo and behold, Franklin calls a meeting about the raid and stuff went down a little haywire.
A little.
A lot of haywire.
A lot of haywire.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Dang, you know, I didn't know they were gonna kill somebody else. Someone gets shot every single episode. This it's so crazy, and Franklin never pulls the trigger. I feel like he's gonna end up pulling the trigger and probably gonna cry about it because
He
definitely
did
gonna cry about
He
it.
did with his friend.
He
And that was
pistol
kind of
whipped him
messed
though.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, remember when he shot his friend? Killed
Oh
him.
yeah. He had to do that last season.
When was this? Remind me.
At the very
season,
end,
He killed Kevin.
yeah. And that's why I
By
went to jail.
accident.
Okay.
Yeah, the DA
Okay.
lady.
Got it.
He shot him in the leg. He thought he was just about to stop him.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's back.
But
Big
yeah,
size.
but he runs a tight ship though. It's like don't play with us over
Yeah,
here.
we needed some clarification because we do understand that guy was talking, you know, junk. You know,
He said they effed up.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you know, thinking that he could overstep. So I know that Franklin had to make an example out of him, but we were trying to decide, was Franklin ready for that shot in the head that Leon did, or does he just
He
shook,
wasn't.
was shook
As
about
soon as it
it?
happened, he was
I don't
like,
think yeah.
My name Bennett,
Right.
I ain't in it. I ain't pull it, so we'll see.
I don't know. He didn't look ready for it. You know who did look ready for it? Auntie Louie. She wasn't playing. She done watched her man get beat. She done got, you know, picked up from the jailhouse. She don't know where her man at. Like, it's all type of stuff going on through her head. When homeboy got shot, she didn't blink her eyes.
She's hardened.
She stood there and was like,
That is a damaged woman right there, though.
She's been through a
so
lot.
much.
She has been through
She's
a
been
lot.
through a lot.
she's been through a lot, yeah.
And Leon, I think his muscle gets like an inch bigger every episode or something. Why he just shooting people like this?
I love Leon.
I love
okay?
Leon.
You need a ride or die friend like Leon.
dang.
He's a
He
hitter.
be
He's a hitter of
for
the
the
crew.
cause. Oh, bro, you need me. Okay,
You
got
need me
it.
to kill
Cool,
somebody?
boom.
Out.
We need to take a life.
Because we know Franklin's not gonna do it.
Dang.
Yeah, because Franklin was setting up the speech to look like that's the direction it was about to go in, but then when Leon pulled the trigger, everybody jumped. Like, oh,
Right.
I jump.
I jumped.
Shoot.
Okay.
All right, I'm
I
about to
was
leave.
like, what just happened here?
Y'all
Like-
better cook in silence next time.
Like
Shit.
1 minute he was, you know, selling for you, cooking up the dope for you. Next
Next
minute his
minute,
brains all
boom.
over the meeting floor.
But they couldn't dissolve him because I don't think they had like the tools for the acid and stuff like that. I think
Yeah, they probably just dumped him in a river
I was
somewhere
like,
or something.
unfortunately, no
I'm-
one pre looking for him that hard.
I don't know. With that, we're just really seeing like the growth of Franklin as a drug lord, like
Yeah.
becoming who he is. Like, I don't know. I think he's finally figuring out this lifestyle, and he knows how to play his cards right. Like, he not only is he protecting himself, I think he protects himself when he doesn't shoot these people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he's
for
protecting
sure.
himself, but he's also learning how to operate this operation. Yeah, to make it, you know, what it is. So that's what I really like about this season. We're seeing him grow as the drug lord and, you know, continue to build his empire.
Yeah, I don't think he's growing. I want him to grow faster than what Andre's catching up. Andre's on his tail.
Mm-hmm.
He got. I mean, they got the cookhouse. They got not peaches. What's Fat Boy. They call him Fat Boy, right?
Fat
Boy out now.
is,
I mean, but they got all the houses, like, you know what I mean? And he lost a lot of bread.
Yeah.
I want him to pad himself up
yeah, because
more.
I think it has to be more than just like the music, like that. You know what I mean? Not let them there, but put the attention on that house. Like maybe in the coming episodes, it's like more information of like how
It
they
has
knew.
to be.
Well, you
everybody
know how
to
the
hit.
police do, like when they do those stings, they work on those for months. They already knew those houses for a while. Maybe Andre was the key to that. Like,
But the police weren't on to Franklin and them until Andre put them on.
right. So like, I think it wasn't the music, because you don't just stumble upon a house like, oh, that's loud music like the cookhouse.
But
like
there's
they knew.
also a lot of new people. I don't know if y'all peeps, but I'm like, who are all of these random kids that they have
Yeah.
coming in? So I think that could have been another factor. They've recruited all of these people and they're sloppy with it now, which is why he was like, we need to figure out how we're gonna do this now. We need to not have the same people at the same post. We got to keep rotating it so they don't catch on to us.
And get
So
familiar.
I mean, essentially, the dude that got shot was right. Y'all
Dang.
sloppy. Y'all need to figure out how we're supposed to, efficiently do the crack and, sell it, all of that. Like, so.
I'm going to say this for predictions to get into my explanation, but I think it was Wanda who gave up the cook spot.
If she did, I'm gonna fight her.
She a whole trick out here, okay?
She off
They
them
need to
drugs
get
and
rid of
lost her
her.
mind.
She's the next one that needs to go.
Yeah.
But they didn't get Man Boy's
Gots to
house,
go.
right? Did they get Man Boy's place?
They
Nah,
did.
right?
They didn't.
Man Boy spot is the cookhouse.
Well, no, that's just another.
That's another one. Man Boy has his
entity
own
within it.
house.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Man Boy has his own operation, because he was moving drugs before.
And he
Franklin.
wasn't at the meeting, was he?
No, he was
wasn't.
not. Girl, that's what it was. Because he's still pissed that Leon came into the spot like, oh, so this the person who taught y'all how to run our crack and, did all of that.
We gonna
But
find
we
out.
predicted that, though. We said that he has a motive.
Because if he gets it, no, you right.
If Man Boy tries to take over this operation after they kill Franklin and everybody who Franklin with, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
Let's cut that. Franklin is not dying.
He's not dying.
Franklin
He's not
is
dying.
not dying. Ain't nobody gonna kill Franklin. I wish you would.
Not the Law and Order sound.
But no, for real.
Because we're is it detectives? Whatever.
Oh, okay, 'cause we're detectives.
We're piecing the story together.
I'm like, why that?
Yeah, and we done found out some real valuable information. So Franklin and Leon in the beginning, before they went to the skating rink, they was having this conversation, and Leon like, I wish I could have killed Man Boy, and Franklin like, no, we need to keep him because he just a layer in between us and the cops. But now when you just piece that together, he's not a layer, he the connection, fool.
Yeah.
Potentially. Allegedly.
Allegedly, but it makes so much
would've
sense
made
because
sense.
why was he not at
Because
that
he
meeting?
wasn't at the meeting.
He
He was
was
nowhere to
And
be
his spot
found.
didn't get hit.
And Leon just told Franklin that this man can't be trusted because he already lied and stole the recipe and found out our whole little operation and followed us, sent his boys to blow up the spot.
I'm surprised Franklin's not more upset about that. Am I tripping? Like, yo, they have a wand, they have a mole. They were the ones who he not upset about that.
He's just trying to keep his little minions going. He not thinking about that. He
Yeah.
thinking from the top. Like he's the top of the pyramid. Everybody else at the bottom of the food chain. He just want to make sure the food chain is in operation so the food keep going up to him.
He not in depth anymore.
Yeah.
And also, Louis could have provoked it too when she went in and was like, y'all need to kill her or y'all not going to get y'all supply from us anymore.
Yeah.
So I think all of that kind of just factored into this whole shutdown thing.
Well, we gonna find out.
Yeah, we're going to find out. But next on the list, we got a love situation. There's trouble in paradise for Franklin and Melody. We see that little baby Mel work at the skate rink, okay?
Little baby Mel.
So Franklin and Leon pull up to the skate rink. Leon finally got a new girl. Woo. So they doing all of that, and Franklin and Mel, they have this conversation, and he basically let her know, like, you know what me and your daddy got going on is between me and him. It don't got nothing to do with me and you. So, they do the do.
He was smooth operating.
Smooth.
Yeah, okay.
Little forehead kiss and all that.
They do the do. Everything was peaches and cream and all of that until the end, when after we're gonna get into Franklin's daddy and what he said, but after Franklin gets done talking to his daddy, Mel comes up to comfort him and kind of talk him and persuade him out of doing what he's doing. How did y'all feel about that?
It's like, I don't know. She has to know how the scale of it, right? Like how
Yeah.
large he is. Like that's not something you just stop and you know what I mean. Oh, it's done with. So it's like, come on now, and you go into Franklin like that is gonna make Franklin look like, maybe you are your father's child.
I mean,
Big
Yeah.
facts,
Like-
because you see, Louis wasn't playing. She like, get this trick off my porch. She like, no, you, get your girl, because obviously, you being the daughter of the cop that came after my man and all of our people is a very bad issue.
I think Franklin overreacted in that situation because think
I
about
was
it.
gonna get to that.
Think
What are
about
you
it.
thinking?
Think about
No.
it because she obviously is not her daddy's daughter because she's defying her dad even by seeing Franklin and continuing to see Franklin, and she really does care about the family. So as a sane person, all she's saying is maybe you should what's so wrong with saying maybe you should stop selling drugs?
No,
think-
she should stop. But then I think I
She's
don't know. It was like you were
overstepping
just
her boundaries, but
she was just overstepping.
but not like don't say nothing else before I get her back out here. Like
Mel is just doing WWJD. What would Jesus do?
yes.
Okay, we of course we love Franklin. We love Franklin. We love the family. But what she's saying logically makes sense. You guys need to stop.
People
doing
are about
it.
to get hurt.
Now. I don't know. I feel like Franklin set himself up for this in the beginning because he is steady pressing her. We saw at the skating rink. She ain't thinking about him. She
Yeah,
like, I'm at work. You on skates or what? I ain't got time for this,
Right.
Franklin. And he keeps trying to ease his way in. So it's just like you should have been prepared for that slap in the face.
He's playing
Like
with the devil,
you get upset because she comes to the house. Like her dad's. At the end of the day, you have to know what you're dealing with. Her dad is a cop. She's going to.
her dad is the cop.
The
That's
cop,
cop. You know what I
okay?
mean?
So it's just like you knew what was happening. So for you to be like, you better shut up or I have her
Right,
come
like,
back
what-
out here. Like
I
you
don't
should
know.
just
'Cause
let her.
What did he
know.
expect her to
I
say?
felt like she was coming to be like, maybe lay low. They are still, giving him some real insight of like,
'Cause he
they might be
started
planning
listening.
to do this.
Yeah.
But for her to just be like, you need to stop, and then like that
She's-
was it.
She literally looked him in the face and said, "You provoking him."
Oh, that's what it
Like,
was. I
my
know she said
thing
something.
is-
Okay, I
him.
missed that part.
My thing is, okay, tell me to hold off. Tell me to pull back a little bit. But when you tell me that I'm provoking somebody to beat down my uncle,
Yeah.
to blow up my spot, to take my money,
Those are the
like,
wrong words.
Those are threatening words. Like, no, get up out my face before I have my auntie come beat your ass.
But I think that was the one word that she should have. She was being a little.
Yeah.
But the whole message of it was, Franklin, you should stop. She really cares
But
about
you
Franklin.
know what, y'all?
I'm not on it.
No,
I'm not on
the
it.
stop.
And
I'm
not on it.
I'm on the pullback. They're on you super hard. Like, watch your moves, watch what you're doing. But the stop and then to blame it on him, like he's just out here wilding. You know what I mean? Like I don't agree with that.
The stop comes because Jerome was literally beaten half to death. It wasn't like, oh,
funny, but-
they raided your house. Stop. The man could have lost his life, and it's only going to get worse. She doesn't
It's
have
from
no
compassion.
she doesn't have no insider information. Why would he tell
not a
his daughter
writer.
anything? One, and two, why would he tell his daughter anything when he knows that she's still linked to Franklin?
She's not a writer, but this also just like how we talked about earlier about how the dad doesn't know how to balance it.
Yeah.
She just does not. It must be a trait or something.
Yeah, 'cause she in the middle.
She doesn't know how to balance it.
Yeah.
Either you in or you out,
Yeah.
sis. And you need to figure out if you about this dope boy life or if you with your daddy and you need to
She
shut down
took his
operation.
cash, so I think
bump
she's
that.
trying to be about it.
Bump that, telling him to stop stuff, all that. Throw that all the way out the
Portia
window.
like, no, I'm a rider.
Because if I was his girl, if I was his girl, and I know for a fact that first of all, this man is headstrong. He gonna do what the f he want to do. He gonna say what the f he want to say. I would have told him like, baby, you need a better strategy.
That's not
Like,
even her man.
You need to.
That's what I was gonna say though.
He just had
But-
sex with the Panamanian girl.
You know what?
and they just had sex.
And they just had sex.
Either way it go, that's the love interest that has been the love interest in season 1. Okay, so at the end of the day, like I said, it would have been.
It's still a
said
thing.
what
It's
I
still a
said.
thing.
It would have been, baby, you got to strategize some kind of different way. Like you obviously you want to lose inside of this right now, but we can get you back up to the top if you think clearer, if you move smarter, if you gain a strategy.
I
need her to go to college.
He's not about to stop selling dope.
He's not. But y'all, we also have to think about the ages that they're at.
Come on,
also.
she's like
Like you
18.
said, thinking clearly, they are just Franklin, first of all, has just been figuring it out from day one.
He like 17.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
still really young. So logically, they can't comprehend.
Right.
You know,
She's saying
they're
anything
still,
any normal 18-year-old would
Right,
say.
like, oh my God, you need to stop because
Stop it, 'cause you're gonna die.
It's not coming from an adult standpoint.
Wow.
It's coming from a young teen still trying to figure herself out. And the same with Franklin.
I need her to go to
because
college.
Franklin, he does. honestly, everybody needs to work on balance because Franklin doesn't know if he wants to be a teenager or if he wants to be the drug lord.
A grown man.
Because why are you at the skating rink while everybody the shit is going
It was
down?
good he was at the skating rink,
It
so
was
he didn't get
good.
locked up
But
again.
everybody,
Because who was going to get the
lawyer?
lawyer if he was locked up?
True.
He is the lawyer.
Leon won.
I just think, I don't know. This episode stressed me out.
It is very stressful.
Well, anyway, I would have, like I said, I would have approached the situation like how his daddy did. His daddy just came to him. He let him know, like, I know what you're thinking, but you just cannot kill a cop because it won't be you just killing a cop. It's going to be the reign of killing blacks that the cops are already doing. It's going to be multiplied.
That was very good knowledge.
Yeah. I
Very
love that.
sound.
Coming from his
easy,
daddy.
coming from
That's
the
what
dad.
I'm saying. That's what really just touched my heart. That's what brought the whole
That
episode
was
together.
so
Because
good.
we've seen them struggle with this relationship.
Yeah.
You know, he was on drugs, homeless. So to see him finally step up as a dad and be like, look, son, I know what you're doing, but remember, they not for us anyway.
And
so
did you know
be
that-
smart
For
about
Franklin
it.
to take it in and not dismiss him was like, okay. That
And
was
He
good.
took it in because his daddy has been there before. He literally brought it up. He was like, I was once a Black Panther, and we tried so many times. We wanted to take all of them out. But we knew what that would do to our community as a people, so we had to play this smart. And I feel like him dropping that knowledge and wisdom on him was like, okay, let me pick you up. I know you mad about your uncle. I know you out here fighting back these tears, but let me give you some wisdom and some strategy on how to go about this because you got to be smooth in this moment. You got to, like, this moment going to make or break you, and you got to learn how to navigate it. You can't just go full throttle one way or the other. Like,
And did you notice he said this is not just me talking as a neighbor? He even said like as your dad. He said like as a neighbor. Like so you can just see like he already distanced himself from his daddy role. He's just like consider me a neighbor, like a friend almost. Like take this advice because like I know last season he was trying to give him daddy advice and he was like, you're not my like you don't
Yeah.
try to daddy me now because
Yeah,
you
he
know what
blew
I mean. So he was just like and I
Behind
really
the
like
wall.
that.
at the jail. Okay.
At the jail.
Speaking of blowing up behind the wall at the jail, that brings us to our special segment. For those of you who are new to watching us, our special segment is a drug lord segment where we let you know insight on a drug lord of our choice. Here is what we want to tell you first and foremost. We do not praise drug lords. We do not condone what they do. We're just here to shed light and insight because that's the premise of the show. So,
I'm just
Tyra,
here 'cause I
take
have
it
to be.
away, okay?
Yes. Ooh,
Ooh.
I'm loving this. Okay, so today we are going to talk about Richard Donnell Ross, aka Freeway Rick Ross. Freeway. So if some of you guys don't know, Rick Ross is essentially the person that is what the show is about. It's inspired by him, his life in LA, and a little. Yeah.
Oh, Franklin is Rick Ross.
Franklin is Rick Ross. So a little brief history on Rick Ross. He was born and raised in California. He is known for being a convicted drug trafficker, best known for his empire he established in LA. So like we see on the show, he's known for discovering what crack cocaine was and bringing it to, well, not discovering it, but he went to another city and figured out what this was and brought it to LA and
Like
made
Franklin.
it what it is. Yeah.
So Rick Ross was like the first person to bring crack
Bring
to
it
LA.
to LA.
Oh.
So that's what made
That's what
him
Franklin
this-
did because he went up to
Right,
Oakland.
yeah. But I mean, and I know Rick Ross did that.
So he actually, when he visited wherever he went, it was in 1979 when he discovered this newfound drug, and he didn't believe that it was real until he started seeing like what it was doing with people like on the show, and that's when he brought it back to the Bay Area and all of Southern California, and that's when his whole empire began. Now, what I love about his story, he was smart with his money, and we kind of see it on the show also. He didn't, he built his empire, got all his people, but he also saw a bigger picture within it. He wanted to evolve as a businessman as well. So with this, he built houses, he had apartment complexes, like we kind of see, like even in this episode, we talked about how he was upset with his mom for letting go of that.
Properties.
Yeah, so like he did all of this, and that's actually how he got his nickname Freeway, because all of his apartments and all of that were lined up against the Interstate 110. So like that was just like his block, like that's where they did everything.
cute.
All right, Freeway.
Yeah, so he played a major influence in
Look
the
at him
LA
in his
community.
jumpsuit.
He looked happy, low.
He looked
He
cute.
does look happy.
Now, not only was he a good businessman and all of that, he was actually good in sports. So as a kid, he was good at tennis, which led him to go to a better schooling system. But when it was time for him to go to college to receive a higher education, he wasn't able to get a scholarship because he was illiterate. So that's kind of what led him into this drug path that he, you know, found and then built his empire. And, you know, boom.
Here we are.
Here we are.
And now?
Now he's out of prison. So fast forward to 1996, he was actually sentenced to life in prison after being convicted for purchasing 100 kilograms of cocaine from a Fed agent in a sting operation. So kind of what we see now, how we be having the feds all in the mix too, like they cracked down and he went to prison. But his sentence was cut short and he was later released in 2009. And now he's a changed man, guys. He's an author. He goes around and he talks to the students about his life in the drug world and, you know, teaches them that, you know, there's a better route, guys.
Good. That's a good story to come around.
So I hope I brought that all together. But fun fact, interesting fact, we all know the rapper Rick Ross.
Yeah.
So, you know, after he got out of prison and all of that, he found out about this rapper Rick Ross, and he felt like, who is this man? Got my name, using my fame to build his fame. He eventually sued Rick Ross because of this. He lost a lawsuit or whatever, but I thought that was pretty cool that, you know, I didn't know who this Freeway Rick Ross was. I've always just known Rick Ross.
Yeah.
So for him to,
Because why would you name yourself after somebody who you're nothing like?
Like, you're a cop. He was like a police, like a security officer
Was he?
in a jail.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
he's
all
a
just like
correctional
why.
officer.
If I could get interrupted real quick, the settlement of the case, I'm not sure the whole details of it, but actually Freeway wanted to sue the rapper Rick Ross for about $10 million or so.
yeah.
He could have used that money.
But Rick Ross won it, right?
Rapper Rick Ross.
Yeah,
Rapper, yeah.
Rapper won it. Of course, they just said it was just a coincidental thing, so unfortunately.
Yeah,
Ain't
right.
enough to hustle hard.
Well,
They do that.
You know who he is.
It's just you can't trademark your own name. I mean, you could, but then if you had actual insight, say someone in the future would actually use his name as an influence of some sort.
Yeah,
you
like
know,
how
you
would he
could
have
never
known
know
that?
type of thing,
I think if Rick Ross, the first Rick Ross, had some type of influence or kind of, you know, celebrity besides the drug lord thing, then he maybe would have had like more of a case if his name was known. You know what I mean? Like if he
Yeah.
was infamous more than like outside of LA, he might have had like a stronger case. But
He was too busy getting
I'm
locked
like,
up to trademark his name.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Because he also had Freeway from Philly, that rapper.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was
after him
asking about
too.
that
But it's like
too.
he didn't even touch him. Well,
But
we
it's
don't-
Freeway's
Freeway?
different though.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
gonna be
like, he
quiet.
wasn't like mainstream like Rick Ross. So I feel like maybe that's why. But yeah, I feel like we needed to talk about him clearly because the show is based off of his life. And I just think it's just an interesting story seeing that we're in LA, you know, we're in this Southern California area where it all took place.
Yeah.
So
We were walking the
Yeah.
streets of crack.
we were walking the
Okay.
streets.
Walking the streets of crack.
All right.
Wow, that was a great one. Speaking
That
of
just
that,
summed
okay? Really quickly, let me get your predictions for the next episode.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Let's start with you, Adaeze.
Oh. Well, I think that next episode, let's see. Okay, I'm going to predict that something really bad happens to Mel.
Here we go. I mean, we see her sniff that coat.
At this,
we didn't talk about that. Her
oh, yeah, can we
bumping.
just, real quick? Yeah, what the heck? When did that happen?
She was sniffing the coat. She was sniffing that coat.
And she was just like, what?
Yeah, like, hold on, let me get a little, you know? When did that happen?
He looked at her like, oh my God, this is the
Yeah,
one.
like,
She
what
gonna
do
be
you-
Wanda.
Yeah.
She's unraveling.
Wanda in the making.
But you
Wanda
know what? That
2.0.
might be something like, I think something's going to happen to her because I think it's about time something happens to her because, and not in a good way, but I think she's playing the fence and her dad's warning her to stay away. Franklin's not really off of her. She might make a bad decision to try to fix things and it might put her in the line of fire. So that's going to be my prediction.
I think with Franklin, even though he's pretty level-headed most of the time, and even like after that talk with his dad, I think he's still gonna do something to Andre or something to kind of antagonize him. Like, I am on you though. Like, I can't touch you right now, but I'm gonna get you touched.
He
I
needs
think he's
to
just gonna do
Poop
something.
on his front step and light on fire.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Y'all, this is tough for me. I feel like I gave my prediction already.
With what?
When we were talking about the whole
Man, boy, give it up.
man,
What
boy,
you call it?
all of that. I think that's just gonna all fall into play within these next few episodes, because I'm just still tripping on, like how you said, he was not at that meeting. So I'm predicting that he stirred up this whole little burst in or whatever, and he's trying to figure out how he can become, Franklin.
Yeah.
He wants to be over the whole
He's a man
operation.
boy.
I predict that Andre gonna die. It's gonna be Franklin's fault, and Teddy is gonna get Franklin off yet again. That's my prediction. I'm signing off. I'm
Why
Porchia
she always want
Carter.
somebody to die? I'm
You
Adaeze.
can find me on all things social media at Porchia Carter. Ladies, why don't you tell them where they can find you?
On Instagram, what Adaeze, what ADA Easy E. Why you always want somebody to die?
You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Elmarie TV.
You guys can find me on all social media platforms at _Tyra Prude.
See y'all next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.